Once upon a time, there was a bank named Capital One. Let's turn our attention to the Fairfax branch and see what's happening. Rebecca and Ashley are tellers of the Fairfax branch, and they know most of their customers by name, having worked at the branch for several years. Ashley and Rebecca greet Mr. Parrish. Ashley asks Mr. Parrish how his vacation was. Mr. Parrish is a longtime customer at the branch. He has come to make a deposit today and to check an account balance, but there's something different. Mr. Parrish has recently opened a 360 checking account and a 360 savings account. We like the online functionality and the great features. Mr. Parrish asks to deposit his money into his new 360 account. Ashley explains to Mr. Parrish that she can deposit his money into his retail account, but does not have access to Mr. Parrish's 360 account. She offers him a couple of options. He can go online and deposit with remote deposit capability that comes with his 360 account, or he can use the ATM. Mr. Parrish says he would like to use the ATM. Ashley takes him over to the ATM and shows Mr. Parrish how to make his deposit. After the deposit completes, Ashley asks if there's anything else she can do for him today. Mr. Parrish asks if he can check his savings account balance at the ATM. Ashley explains that unfortunately that is not possible, but informs Mr. Parrish that he can use his mobile phone to check the balance. Rebecca comes over to help, and after a few steps, they load the application and show Mr. Parrish how to look up his account balance. Rebecca asks if there's anything else she can do to help him today. Mr. Parrish kindly suggests that Capital One Bank really ought to be able to service all of their customers and accounts, but says no, there's nothing else. Mr. Parrish then takes his ATM receipt and heads on his way.
Hey, get off my lawn!
Later that day, Miss Dahl arrives to the branch after completing a very busy day at work. Quite a relaxed song. She enters the branch and walks up to Rebecca. Rebecca greets her warmly and asks how she can help. Ms. Dahl explains she is not yet a Capital One customer, but has become intrigued by the Capital One 360 products. In fact, she says that last week she stopped by a Capital One 360 cafe and heard about the great benefits, but she was in such a rush she couldn't stay to complete the account opening process. So she stopped by the branch today to see if she can open her account. Rebecca explains that she can help Ms. Dahl start the process of capturing her information to open a 360 account through the e-brochure. We'll have to wait till she gets an email back from Capital One 360 to complete the process. She tells Ms. Dahl that she can go back to the cafe or go online to open the account. Ms. Dahl persists a bit and asks if there's anything else she could do here at the branch. Rebecca explains that she can introduce Ms. Dahl to one of our relationship bankers who can certainly help open a branch-based product, but the account terms and features are different. Ms. Dahl says she really wants to open the 360 product and is super busy with work and errands, so she wants to complete this particular errand right now. Ms. Dahl thanks Rebecca for her help and with disappointment walks out of the branch. Notices that Ms. Dahl drives away a bit rapidly and makes a note to put some feedback in the Voice of Associate program about not having access to 361 accounts. It's March Madness 2015. The changes have been made in the systems at the branch and ATM. The pilot has gone well, and those learnings are getting fed back into the work of the great Compatibility team. We're 2 weeks now after going through training and initial practice. Things are running very smoothly. Our tellers, Rebecca and Ashley, have mastered the system and process changes and are ready to handle national checking customers. Look, here comes Mr. White. Ashley and Rebecca greet Mr. White by name. Mr. White has banked with the Fairfax branch for 14 years. He's come in with a couple of deposits, but has a twist. He recently opened a national checking account and wants to make a deposit. First, Rebecca scans the checks. Scans the checks using for the scanner for the retail account. Rebecca sees that Mr. White also has a national checking account and thanks him for opening the account. Rebecca then tells Mr. White that she can happily handle the deposit, but reminds him of all the convenient ways he can handle a transaction like this himself. He can make a deposit at ATM or use the remote deposit capability. Rebecca completes the transaction and asks if there's anything else she can do. Mr. White says he does not have any more transactions, but he does have some questions. First, can he transfer money between 360 and retail accounts? Rebecca lets him know that all this is possible. Mr. White likes that. Second, Mr. White wants to know if he can get his cashier's check based on his national checking account. Rebecca explained that this is possible and be happy to handle that transaction for him. Mr. White is relieved. Although he doesn't often need a cashier's check, he does use them, and knowing they're available is great news. Rebecca asks Mr. White if there are any other questions. Mr. White says no, and Rebecca thanks him for coming into the branch today. Once again, Miss Dahl has driven over to the branch after completing yet another busy day at work. She enters the branch and walks up to Ashley and Rebecca. Ashley and Rebecca welcome her warmly, having remembered that she was at the branch previously. Miss Dahl says she's heard that Capital One has a new checking product and would be interested in learning more. Fortunately, Ashley recently became a universal banker. Congratulations. She takes Miss Dahl over to the banker desk and begins the process of opening the account. Miss Dahl is ecstatic to learn of the digital nature of the product and how easy it will be for her to take care of her banking needs from home or on the go with her mobile device. Miss Dahl lets Ashley know that she can't wait to try out her new product.
I get my cash back that I just put in because it wasn't available.
Ashley notices Miss Dahl once again speeding away in her sports car and wonders if speed is just the way of the digitally connected.